You ever get ghosted so hard you start questioning if the whole relationship was just a fever dream? Like, did I imagine all of it? Well, that happened to me. But the wildest part wasn't even the ghosting. It was the apology I ended up getting from a stranger. Got ghosted, then got the best apology ever from a stranger. So let's rewind. I met this girl, we'll call her Emma, through a mutual friend. The first night we met, I wasn't expecting much. It was at a friend's game night and I was really just there for the free pizza and bad jokes. But then Emma sat down across from me and we started talking. You know when a conversation just clicks? Like no awkward pauses, no fake smiles, just actual chemistry? That was Emma. We were swapping sarcastic comments about Monopoly strategies like we'd known each other for years. She had this way of raising her eyebrow whenever I said something dumb, and it wasn't even annoying. It just made me want to keep making her laugh. We exchanged numbers that night, and from there it was like stepping into this weird bubble where time didn't exist. We'd text until 2 a.m., sending each other TikToks, random shower thoughts, pictures of our terrible cooking experiments. It wasn't intense I love you energy, but it was that rare comfort zone where you don't feel like you're auditioning to be in someone's life. You're just there and it works. Over the next month, we went on 4 dates. Nothing extravagant, coffee shop hangouts, a mini golf game where she absolutely destroyed me, and once we ended up at her place watching movies. She was the kind of person who laughed with her whole face, you know? Like, you could feel it. And by the 4th date, I was thinking, wow, this could actually be something. And then poof, gone. It started small. I texted her one night, hey, wanna grab sushi this week? No response. Weird, but fine. Maybe she's busy. The next day, I sent a meme we'd been joking about earlier in the week. Again, nothing. By day 3, I was staring at my phone like it had personally betrayed me. I checked her socials. She hadn't blocked me. Her Instagram was still there, her TikTok still up, but no posts, no stories. Just radio silence. At first, I tried to rationalize. Maybe something happened. Family emergency. Broken phone? Maybe she joined a monastery with no Wi-Fi. I even asked our mutual friend if she was okay, and they just shrugged and said, haven't heard from her either. But after a week of complete silence, reality hit me. I'd been ghosted. And not the casual, we went on one bad date. Let's never talk again ghosting. This was full-on disappearing act after a month of constant contact. I was left scrolling through our old texts like some heartbroken archaeologist, wondering how I went from daily good mornings to absolutely nothing. It sucked. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't just about Emma, it was about the whiplash. One minute you're planning dinner, the next minute you're talking to yourself in the text thread. Ghosting doesn't even give you the dignity of closure. It just leaves you in limbo, wondering what went wrong. So I moved on, or at least I tried to. Work kept me busy, friends distracted me, and eventually Emma faded into that mental drawer where you put all the almosts. Until 2 months later, out of nowhere, I get a text from an unknown number. The message just said, hey, I don't know you, but I think I owe you an apology. Cue me staring at my phone like it just grew legs. Who even sends something like that? I replied with the classic, sorry, who is this? The response, you don't know me, but I know you through Emma. Instantly, my stomach dropped. Emma, the ghoster, the Houdini of my dating life. And now some random person was messaging me about her? Turns out the texter was her older sister. Let's call her Sarah. She explained that Emma had been dealing with a really messy breakup before she met me. Like multi-year relationship, nasty ending, baggage stacked higher than a Jenga tower. Apparently, she wasn't ready to date, but she jumped in anyway. And when things with me started to feel real, she panicked. Instead of explaining, she just bailed. And here's the thing, Emma never told me any of this. She just vanished. But she did tell her family, and apparently she'd been venting about how guilty she felt for ghosting me. Sarah, being the protective big sister, decided to step in. So here she was, a complete stranger, telling me, you didn't deserve to be treated like that. I know it's weird hearing from me, but I just wanted to say sorry for the way she handled things. I had to read the message 3 times. Who apologizes for their siblings' bad dating choices? Like, is this customer service for ghosting victims? But Sarah sounded so genuine that instead of being mad, I started laughing. I texted back, you just gave me the best apology I've ever gotten in my life. And it wasn't even from the person who ghosted me. She sent back a laughing emoji and then said, honestly, Emma feels awful, but she's too embarrassed to reach out. I just thought you deserved at least something. And we ended up texting for a bit. Nothing flirty. Sarah was happily married with kids, but just chatting. She even gave me some closure I didn't realize I needed. Apparently, Emma admitted I was the nicest guy she'd met in a long time, but she freaked out because she wasn't ready for anything serious. Did it sting? Yeah, a little. Nobody wants to hear, you were great, but I wasn't emotionally stable enough to handle you. But hearing it reframed the whole situation. It wasn't about me being not enough, it was about her not being ready. And that made all the difference. We texted maybe 10 minutes, and then Sarah wrapped it up by saying, anyway, I just didn't want you to think Emma ghosted you because of something you did. She really respected you. She just didn't handle it right. I hope you meet someone who is ready. And that was that. She disappeared from my messages just like her sister. But in a good way. Emma never reached out herself. To this day, I haven't heard a word from her. But honestly, I don't even need it anymore. The strangest apology I've ever received, from a stranger, no less, ended up being exactly what I needed to move on. So yeah, sometimes closure doesn't come from the person who hurt you. Sometimes it shows up 2 months later, from their sister, via a random text that starts with, I think I owe you an apology. And somehow, that was the best apology I've ever gotten.